We go from this to this. Let me tell you how and why. Believe it or not, this all started one Friday when I got home from work, and my daughter said, "Dad, the sink's leaking." And I look up because our dining room's below her bathroom, and lo and behold, there's water stains coming through at the sheetrock. I knew then my weekend was spent. Now, if you're paying attention, you'll notice that this plumbing hack job that somebody did is just unreal that it even lasted as long as it did. Yes, those two pieces of metal pipe were jammed together. I don't know how anybody didn't notice it. Me, the home inspector, when we bought the house, anybody. So I get to fix all this and more. What does this have to do with painting a vanity and a top and everything else that goes with it? Well, as I try to take this drain apart so I can replace it with $10 worth of parts, I realize I can't get the nut off to the drain, so I can't replace the parts. I do a little bit further investigation and find that the nut had been tightened down so tight that it actually cracked the bowl.
Never seen one this tight.
At that point, I told my wife, pick the color of the vanity, we'll go pick a new top, a new faucet, and we'll just go ahead and update the bathroom. So that's what we did. Once we got everything disassembled, the first thing we need to do is we need to clean these nasty cabinets. They've been in here since 1982 and they need a good scrubbing. So I used a TSP substitute. I use a TSP substitute because I'm going to be using the BIN Zinsser bin primer, and it specifically says you cannot use TSP. So I just use the TSP substitute diluted with water, and you can see the crud this stuff pulls off. And yes, I'm using a toothbrush to get down in the grooves, and I will continue to use that toothbrush throughout the rest of this clean, inside and out. And here I'm using denatured alcohol and water 50-50 mix to cut through the cleaner and any remaining crud that is on the side of this cabinet. You got to remember, you've got hairspray, hair gel, makeup, all those things that get on a bathroom vanity, and you do not want to have to redo your paint because of fish eyes or peeling or bubbling or anything like that from other chemicals. So denatured alcohol and water 50-50 mix. Now we want to give this paint something to stick to. Yes, I know we're using the bin shellac based primer, and it says on there that you don't necessarily have to sand. However, again, with this being a bathroom vanity, we want to take all the precautions we can to ensure proper adhesion, so we're just going over this lightly. I believe this is a 220 block sanding block here, 3M sanding block. I'll put links in the description below for all the products. But just sand this thing really well. You're not trying to break through the surface, just trying to get that scuff, get that haze on that finish that was applied back in the day. And then we'll move on to the next step. Hey, if you haven't already, go check out our Facebook page, How To Heroes. We'd love to have you there. It's all things DIY and how to. It's a great positive community. I'd love to see you there. Then we're just going to use a tack cloth to get all the debris, sand and debris and lint off of the piece. And here I just make my way into the bathroom. You see I've already put tape and plastic. I put paper on the floor, plastic up around the shower so I can create a barrier. And I'm basically creating a small paint booth for me to work in. I'm going to close the door here, and then I'm going to tape up the joints so that we're not going to get any overspray into the main body of the house. I think I've actually got the AC turned off here so that we don't have to worry about it getting picked up by the AC unit. And we're just going to make a little paint booth here, and then we're going to spray this vanity with the Zinsser bin shellac based primer. Now I know you're probably noticing the wood panel on the walls. This was also part of the update to the bathroom that I'm going to do in a different video. It's how I make shiplap for accent walls. Make sure you check that video when it comes out. I think you really enjoy the affordability and the easiness of doing that shiplap wall. In the meantime, we're just spraying this cabinet. Now it's time to spray, baby. Yep, I'm using my Graco TrueCoat 360 here. I've got Valspar cabinet paint. Again, I'll have links in the descriptions for all the products I use here. I'm also going to give you a little bit of review after you watch this little clip here. I'm going to give you a little review over the use and performance of this TrueCoat 360. I actually really like it for spraying paint. Yeah, I think you'll get a lot of useful information out of this little review that I do. Anyway, spraying the cabinet black, tricorn black, Sherwin-Williams tricorn black, and a gloss finish. It turned out really cool. I actually really like this. Bought this thing a couple of years ago, And, you know, I didn't start using it probably till about the last year. And I absolutely love this thing for painting. It makes painting furniture, it makes painting cabinets, and those things like that a lot easier for the DIY individual. So the Graco 360 handheld airless sprayer. What do I like about it? Well, I like the fact that it's handheld, I like the fact that it's easy to use, and I like the fact that it's relatively easy to clean up. What I don't like about it is the amount of finish that you're able to put on each project respectively. Now, what I mean by that, if you're painting a wall or a fence or something like that, not too bad. You can always back roll, things of that nature. It doesn't control the amount of fluid material coming through there as much as I would like. It does have a variable speed control on it. It does have the amount of material I can use in 1 shot to quart. It just puts down a lot of material really quickly. Now, if you're spraying a latex type finish, it absolutely works great. You can control, you can stand back enough and put on that latex finish. I was spraying enamel on these doors, and I did not like how much paint it was putting out at one time, no matter what I used. Using the 4-inch pattern spray tip and not the 12 that comes with it. Either way, it puts out a little bit too much material, and it got a little wet on me. No problem, I was able to take care of that. But absolutely, if you're refinishing a project like a cabinet or a piece of furniture, and you're a DIY person, you don't want to spend a bunch of money on, you know, a huge airless sprayer. Get one of these things, practice with it, with the type of paint you're going to be using. I know it's going to cost a little bit to practice, but practice with it. I promise you won't be disappointed for a basic cabinet build.